According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 408.3b, it is not permissible to reduce a conductor size, for example, changing from a number 12 American wire gauge conductor that is 90 feet long to a number 16 American wire gauge conductor that is 25 feet long, without providing overcurrent protection, such as a fuse or circuit breaker, at the point where the conductor size is reduced. This practice is considered illegal and unsafe. The primary reason for this regulation is to protect the smaller conductor, in this case the number 16 wire, from carrying current exceeding its ampacity. Ampacity refers to the maximum amount of electrical current, measured in amps, that a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. Different wire gauges have different ampacities. For instance, a number 12 American wire gauge copper conductor typically has an ampacity of around 20 amps, while a number 16 American wire gauge copper conductor has a lower ampacity, often around 10 amps. If a number 12 conductor, protected by a 20 amp circuit breaker, is reduced to a number 16 conductor without any additional overcurrent protection at the transition point, the number 16 conductor would be vulnerable to carrying more current than it is designed to handle. Should a fault occur, or if the circuit draws more than 10 amps but less than 20 amps, the number 16 wire could overheat, potentially causing damage to the insulation, melting the conductor, and creating a fire hazard. The overcurrent protection device, whether a fuse or a circuit breaker, is designed to interrupt the flow of current when it exceeds the conductor's ampacity. By placing an appropriately sized fuse or circuit breaker at the point where the wire size is reduced, the number 16 conductor is protected from excessive current. For example, if the number 16 conductor is rated for 10 amps, a 10 amp fuse or circuit breaker should be installed at the point of reduction. This ensures that if the current exceeds 10 amps, the overcurrent device will trip, preventing the number 16 wire from overheating. NEC 240.4 provides details of overcurrent protection requirements for conductors. It specifies that conductors must be protected against overcurrent in accordance with their ampacities. The code allows for some exceptions, such as tap conductors, which are short runs of smaller conductors tapped from larger conductors, but these exceptions have specific requirements that must be met, including limitations on the length of the tap conductor and the overcurrent protection of the main conductor. In the scenario described, where number 12 conductor is reduced to a number 16 conductor over a significant length, such as 25 feet, without overcurrent protection at the point of reduction, none of these exceptions would apply. The code emphasizes the importance of protecting conductors at their ampacity to prevent overheating and fire hazards. The installation methods used can also affect the ampacity of a conductor. Factors such as ambient temperature, the number of conductors bundled together, and the type of insulation all contribute to the directing of a conductor's ampacity. For example, if multiple current-carrying conductors are bundled together in a conduit, the heat generated by each conductor can raise the overall temperature, reducing the ampacity of each conductor. In such cases, the ampacity of the conductors must be derated according to NEC Table 310.15 cone. Furthermore, the terminals and equipment to which the conductors are connected must also be rated for the ampacity of the conductors. Terminals are typically marked with their maximum temperature rating, and conductors must be selected and installed in accordance with these ratings. NEC 110.14c specifies the requirements for conductor termination temperature. It states that the temperature rating associated with the ampacity of a conductor shall be selected and coordinated so as not to exceed the lowest temperature rating of any connected termination conductor or device. This ensures that all components in the circuit are capable of handling the current without overheating. In summary, reducing wire size without proper overcurrent protection is a violation of the NEC and poses a significant safety risk. It is essential to provide overcurrent protection at the point of reduction to protect the smaller conductor from carrying excessive current and potentially causing a fire. Adhering to the NEC and best practices for electrical safety is crucial to ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. If there is a need to reduce conductor size, it is vital to consult the NEC and employ appropriate overcurrent protection methods to safeguard the installation and prevent hazards. Always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that electrical work is performed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Proper planning, conductor selection, and overcurrent protection are essential for ensuring the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. The National Electrical Code provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations covering various aspects such as wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. Adhering to these guidelines is essential for ensuring the safety of people and property. It is crucial to understand the specific requirements of the code and to apply them correctly in electrical installations. One of the fundamental principles of electrical safety is to protect conductors from overcurrent. Overcurrent can occur due to various reasons, such as short circuits, ground faults, or overloading of circuits. When overcurrent occurs, the conductors can overheat, potentially causing damage to the insulation, melting the conductor, and creating a fire hazard. Overcurrent protection devices, such as fuses and circuit breakers, are designed to interrupt the flow of current when it exceeds the conductor's ampacity. Fuses are one-time devices that melt and break the circuit when the current exceeds their rating. Circuit breakers, on the other hand, are resettable devices that trip and interrupt the circuit when the current exceeds their rating. Both fuses and circuit breakers are available in various sizes and types, each designed for specific applications. The selection of the appropriate overcurrent protection device is crucial for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The overcurrent protection device must be sized to protect the conductor from overcurrent without causing nuisance tripping. Nuisance tripping occurs when the overcurrent protection device trips unnecessarily, interrupting the circuit even when there is no actual overcurrent condition. To avoid nuisance tripping, the overcurrent protection device must be sized appropriately based on the conductor's ampacity and the characteristics of the load. In addition to protecting conductors from overcurrent, it is also important to protect equipment from overcurrent. Equipment such as motors, transformers, and appliances can be damaged by overcurrent. Overcurrent protection for equipment is typically provided by fuses or circuit breakers that are sized to protect the equipment from damage without causing nuisance tripping. The NEC provides specific guidelines for overcurrent protection of equipment, taking into account the characteristics of the equipment and the potential for overcurrent. Grounding is another essential aspect of electrical safety. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the overcurrent protection device to trip and interrupt the circuit. Grounding also helps to prevent electric shock by providing a safe path for current to flow in the event of a fault. The NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for grounding electrical systems, covering various aspects such as grounding electrode systems, equipment grounding conductors, and bonding. Proper grounding is essential for ensuring the safety of people and property. Wiring methods also play a significant role in electrical safety. The NEC specifies various wiring methods that are permitted for different applications. These wiring methods include conduit, cable, and wireway. Each wiring method has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the selection of the appropriate wiring method depends on the specific application and the environmental conditions. The NEC also provides guidelines for the installation of wiring methods covering aspects such as support, spacing, and protection from physical damage. Proper installation of wiring methods is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. In addition to the technical aspects of electrical safety, it is also important to consider human factors. Electrical work can be hazardous, and it is essential to take precautions to prevent accidents. Qualified electricians should always perform electrical work, and they should be trained in safe work practices. Personal protective equipment, such as gloves, safety glasses, and arc flash suits, should be used when performing electrical work. It is also important to de-energize circuits before working on them, and to verify that the circuits are de-energized using appropriate testing equipment. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Electricians, engineers, inspectors, and homeowners all have a role to play in ensuring the safety of electrical systems. By understanding the principles of electrical safety and following the guidelines of the NEC, we can create safer homes and workplaces. Furthermore, consider the impact of voltage drop on conductor selection. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along the length of a conductor due to its resistance. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to no more than 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. To minimize voltage drop, conductors should be sized appropriately based on the length of the run and the current being carried. The NEC provides tables and formulas for calculating voltage drop, and it is important to consider voltage drop when selecting conductors for electrical installations. In conclusion, electrical safety is a critical aspect of electrical installations. By adhering to the NEC and best practices for electrical safety, we can protect people and property from electrical hazards. Proper planning, conductor selection, overcurrent protection, grounding, wiring methods, and safe work practices are all essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that electrical work is performed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations.